Hello, everyone, and welcome to the What's Up St. Charles podcast. It's Nate.
And Nick.
And today we're going to have a fantastic episode for you today as we're going to talk about Taco Urbano and the Pride stores here in St. Charles, as we're going to be looking forward here to Cinco De Mayo, which is coming up here shortly. So today we have Mario Spina, who is the owner and CEO of Petroleum Incorporated, which also has Taco Urbano and the Pride stores in its portfolio. So, Mario, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you both very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And thank you. This spread in front of us, I'll tell you, it was hard to get through that intro because my mouth has been watering this whole time.
I'm actually getting hungry myself. I'm not just looking at it, but yeah, they got a spread for you. It's nice.
Thank you so much for bringing this in. We are looking forward to trying this out later on the podcast. It looks delicious.
Yeah,
my goodness.
It is. You guys will like it. It's good.
So before we get to talking about Taco Urbano, we want to talk about you a little bit. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Let's start with how long have you been in St. Charles for?
Well, my name's Mario Spina. I'm actually second generation owner of Petroleum. My dad started the company. We've actually been, Petroleum has been in St. Charles for, I think this is our 41st year.
Wow.
Right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we originally were located off of Roosevelt Road, just west of Randall, across from where Meyer is.
Yeah.
And we relocated our fuel operations to, it used to be the Benchmark Bank building off of Main Street, North Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
West of Randall. So that's where our fuel operations is out of. And we've been a part of St. Charles. I think this is our 41st year.
Okay.
We've been out here.
Yeah, and have you been in St. Charles, or did you?
I actually live in Glen Ellen. I grew up in Wheaton, so I've been in the suburbs.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Howdy, neighbor.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's funny when my dad found this property in St. Charles to develop in to put the Petroleum office, and he's just like, oh my God, it's such a great area. It's just it looks like a really cool community, and there's nothing around here. It's real quiet. And now you look at it today.
Yeah,
it's just booming everywhere. So it's kind of funny, but yeah, he loves St. Charles, and we've been here a long time. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, gotta ask, what are some of your favorite things to do here when you come out to to St. Charles?
Yeah, I'm very biased. I really love hanging out at our brewery, 93 Octane. I hate to say it. I like hanging out at the patio and hanging out there. I'm there quite a bit. But I just love going up and down the river.
Yeah.
I just think that whole development's so cool. I really do. I love Graceful Ordinary. I think it's a great spot, and there's so many cool places to hit around that area, or just walk around and hang out for the day. I just love the way that river came out. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you like to bike ride along the river at all?
I
when
don't
you get
bike
a chance,
right
I know you're super busy with all
and all that stuff too. But yeah, unfortunately, no, I haven't really biked right around there. I have walked up and down a lot and just kind of hung out during the day.
Yeah.
I got nothing going on, but I just love the way that river came out. I think it's great.
Yeah. I mean, I just love being able to go out, especially with our office here, go out, grab a little bite to eat, go sit out by the river, enjoy the views out there. There's nothing better.
No, it really isn't. It's just, this whole area is awesome.
Yeah.
It came out really, really cool.
Absolutely. And I want to follow up on 93 Octane a little bit. Like, what's your favorite brew that's over there at the moment? Or do you have several?
I have several. I mean, it's kind of like talking about who's your favorite kid. We just did a new Pilsner called Panhead Pils.
Ooh, okay.
It's really, really smooth. It's 4.2% alcohol, so you can have a few of them and still be all right. Our brewer was the head brewer at Two Brothers for about 5 years, and then came over, and he's been with us now for about 5 years.
Okay.
He's German trained, and he's really good with the lagers now, which we've been able to make more of recently. But he makes real high quality stuff. It's awesome. But I love that one. We have a American Pale Ale called Wingman that actually goes to benefit Folds of Honor, which is a charity, a military organization charity. And then we have a beer called Turbo. I love. It's a coffee porter.
Yes, I love the Turbo.
Yeah, and
I'm a huge porter and stout guy myself. So
our stouts are great too. But the coffee we use is from Modest Coffee. They're out of West Chicago.
Okay,
it's a local roaster. So he makes some really good stuff. So I mean, those are like probably the ones I drink the most of, but I could keep going on, keep on talking about it. But we got some great beers over there. It's pretty cool.
And I have to give a huge kudos for 93 Octane because the things that you guys have done with the brewery there are amazing. Like the patio that you guys built out, the tap room has, I think it got a little bit bigger, right?
Yeah, so when we originally built the spot, we didn't really think we'd make a lot of beer. We thought it'd be like a nano brewery. We thought we'd make some cool stuff for our own, like for the tap room, and then also maybe for the Pride stores, and then maybe get into like a few accounts. And it just kind of evolved, and we kept on expanding, and we expanded once over there, and we still just didn't have enough production space. We only had like 3 brights and 3 fermenters, and we couldn't turn beers quick enough. We couldn't do lagers because they take longer in the tank. So we relocated. We built a production facility in Warrenville. It's a 6,000 square foot space.
Awesome.
And we're making the majority of the beers there. We put a smaller 3-barrel brew house in St. Charles to do small batch stuff, like fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like we just did this past Friday. We did a Irish oyster stout, dry oyster stout, using
heard of that
oysters
before.
from Chuck and Shack. They're out of Naperville.
Cool.
And we actually put the oysters in the stout and baked it off. And he came to the brewery, the tap room, on Friday and was actually chucking fresh oysters while we were serving the stout. And it was awesome. It was a real fun night. It was we were packed. But it gives us like the ability to do some small one-off stuff there. But when we did that, we had a little bit more room because we didn't have like the huge brew house there or our canning line. So we expanded the bar a bit. We started doing bourbon pours. We do old fashions there now. So it gave us a little bit of room to carry a little bit more offerings in case you don't want beer. So it's been fun. Yeah, it's a great little spot. Like patio is awesome. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming by.
Absolutely.
And you guys have some like live music there as well that people can
yeah,
catch?
so I think our first live music night is going to be this Wednesday.
Okay.
So we do Wednesday nights and Saturday during the day. We do live music. And what's kind of cool about that spot is when we bought the station on the corner, it's a really nice store and it has a car wash and everything else, but it's a small building. There's no place to expand it because of the location of the tanks and the pumps and everything else. So we bought the lot next door and we built that building that now has 93 Octane.
Yeah.
But we also have Urban Counter, our food concept on one end, and we have a liquor store in the middle. So it's all cross access. So you can walk in there, order food, grab a beer, go shop at the liquor store. And I love my beer. I mean, I love bourbon too, but I really love wine.
Okay.
So we have a really awesome wine selection there. We go from like $8 a bottle all the way up to $600. We have heavy Napa Valley selection, but we have Sonoma, we have Washington, Oregon, some international wines. Our bourbon selection is awesome. We do a lot of barrel picks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about the barrel picks.
A smidge.
Yeah. So these distilleries have one-off barrels that you can sample and choose which one you like, and then they sell you all the juice from that one barrel, and they put your logo on it with theirs, and so it's like, so we've done like Elijah Craig a few times, so it's an Elijah Craig bourbon, but it's a unique Elijah Craig bourbon.
Yeah.
So we have a bunch. We did one with Blue Run recently. We have a Four Roses one coming up this year. We've done Journeyman, Traverse City, some smaller stuff in Michigan, Old Elk. It's cool. We have a great bourbon selection. Then we also carry not only 93 Octane beer, but we have a pretty nice selection of craft beers of just local breweries in the area as well. So you can get 93 Octane, or you can get some other local craft guys besides us. So it's a cool little spot. It's a fun place to kind of hang out and
absolutely
try some stuff.
Yeah.
So I want to go back and talk a little bit about Parent Petroleum. You said it was a family-owned business, that your dad owned it.
Yep.
So I guess growing up, did you always know that was going to be the industry that you wanted to be in, or is that not always the case?
No, I mean my dad was very passionate and loved his job or his business.
Sure.
Yeah.
I thought maybe one day I'd work there, but I wasn't really for sure. So I got done with undergraduate. I went to Illinois State.
Okay.
And I worked for him for a year, and I'm just like, I just don't think this is for me. So I left, and I went and got my MBA from DePaul, the Cal-Stat Graduate School of Business.
Okay.
And I got done, and I had some job offers, and because I just didn't think the industry was for me. And my dad had some health issues. He had some heart problems. He's like, hey, can you come back and help me for a year or so when you get done with graduate school? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to stay, but we'll see. And then now this is 25 years later, and
Wow.
it's a little bit different scenario, but running gas stations is it's a tough industry. I mean, it's 24/7.
I'm sure with the price fluctuations and everything.
Yeah, it's extremely stressful with gas. Gas shoots up 30 cents, 40 cents a night, and then it shoots down, and it's a really difficult industry. So and also too, a big part of Parent, the main part of Parent is actually distribution. So we run 17 gas stations that are the private stores that we do direct, but we supply 400 in Chicagoland area.
Wow.
So, and that's other people own their stations and we provide them the fuel. So of the 400, 230 are BPs. So we're the largest independently owned BP distributor in the nation.
Wow.
And actually, I think we just moved up to number 2 in BP overall throughout the United States. So we're pretty sizable with BP, but we're pretty big in Shell. We do mobile also.
Yeah.
But distribution is like the really big part of the business, which is what started in St. Charles.
Yeah.
And then we also distribute lubricants. We're a big Castrol distributor. We have our own brand called Dominion. So distribution is really the huge part of parent. But we still have gas stations. We do have our own restaurants. We do have the brewery. We do all our own property development and property management by selling and leasing to real estate as well. We do that in-house.
Right.
So, so we got a lot of different aspects of the company that we do, but the distribution is a really big part.
Right. Yeah, and I just wanted to add a quick note, too, is that, the thing that I love about St. Charles is a lot of people don't realize how major, like how impactful our manufacturing and industrial businesses are here. I mean, to what you said, being the number one BP gas station distributor in the U.S. Like, who would have thought St. Charles that would be the home of a company that does that?
Well, yeah.
And we have so many amazing businesses like yours here in St. Charles that are the number one in their industries. And I just want to remark on that because I'm always blown away by things that you learn when just we talk about tacos.
Yeah, exactly. It goes that way. But yeah, it's and that was the funny thing is when my dad came out to St. Charles, he's just like, oh, it's just a great city, it's out west, so we can get to Western Illinois easier. We eventually did relocate our lubricants business to Aurora.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing about St. Charles is not relatively close to a highway. So when you're doing distribution, you have to go to the city and you get on the highway. It makes it a little more difficult. But yeah, we kept the fuel side over here, like I said, the Benchmark Bank building on Main Street, North Avenue, the old Benchmark Bank building. But yeah, it's St. Charles is just a great city.
Right.
I love it out here.
Yeah,
definitely. And with working with your father, was there any lessons that you were able to take away that you apply to business today?
My dad was very adamant about he loved being self-employed. Like he loved it. Because it gives you some freedom, but then you have some control, and you can kind of do things the way you'd like to try and do them. Sure. And but he always stressed to me, he's like, if you're gonna do this, like you got to be able to put in the work. You got to work hard. Mm-hmm. It just because not only is that going to be required to be successful, but you want the people that work for you to see that you're willing to put in the work, so they're willing to put in the work.
Yep.
And a big thing with him too is he always said you got to treat everybody kind of like the golden rule, the way you'd like to be treated. Mm-hmm. So you got to treat the people that are working for you the way you'd like to be treated when you were working for somebody else. And he's like, if you do those things, he's like, you'll probably be okay. Yeah. But those things are really important. So
definitely.
Yeah.
And so I guess when did the idea originally stem? Because I know you were the distribution, but to make these gas stations with the stores that, I mean, it's so much more than just your typical convenience store to gas station.
Right.
So where did this idea kind of come about?
Well, it came when I started working for my dad after my MBA, and I knew I was going to probably stick around. And I just told him, like, listen, I'm like, if I'm going to be here and do this, like, I can't just run like a normal gas station, like convenience store. I got to do something a little different. So we started tweaking with like remodels and finishes on the interior, and we just wanted to do something that when people walk in, it's a nice, warm experience. It's open, it has high quality products, and people can actually enjoy shopping. The struggle that we have in our industry is, nobody really gets up in the morning and be like, oh my God, this is awesome, I'm going to buy gas today. Like, nobody's excited for that. You know what I mean? Like, you own a restaurant, they might be like, oh, I can't wait to come to your place and have a nice meal. Or, there's other industries that you're excited to spend your money on. Nobody's excited to buy gas. So what we want to try and do is have, like, a really nice experience while you're there.
Right.
So if you come in, then, the store looks nice. It's warm. It's high-end finishes. We have high-quality products at a very good price. And then food service was a big part of that eventually. Mm-hmm. First thing before we even got into food service, we remodeled all of our stores.
Okay.
Because people eat with their eyes, so you don't want them walking into a gas station that doesn't look that nice or convenience store and then expect them to buy food.
Right.
Also, we wanted to do something unique, a little bit higher end, made to order fresh products. First concept we came up with was Urban Counter, which is in the strip center next to the liquor store and the brewery. And that's half-pound hand-pressed burgers, made to order, hand-churned milkshakes, salads. The breakfast sandwiches are all awesome. Our breakfast burrito is great. That was the first one we did, and then we thought, it'd be cool if we could do a secondary food offering, so that if we had stations close to each other, we wouldn't just have the same food at both spots. So we could actually do so somebody could come and drive and hit the Pride of St. Charles and try Urban Counter, and then they can go down the road if they happen to be driving down North Avenue or Main Street, and like, oh, there's another Pride store, but they have Taco Urbano there. That's cool. And they could try something different versus having the same cookie cutter thing in every single location.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we got into it. It's just to kind of do something different, unique, that people enjoy and have fun with. Like one thing we started doing, we have a commissary in Warrenville where we make our own grab-and-go sandwiches. And we do some prep stuff for the restaurants. Like we make our own salad dressings for Urban Counter in-house. We make our own salsas for Taco Urbano in-house. And we do a lot of that at the commissary and then send it out. But we also started making our own craft sodas.
Ooh.
So we have our own craft sodas. We have our own cold brew that we make with Modest Coffee out of West Chicago.
That's awesome.
And we do nitro. So we have draft stations in most of our stores. So if you go into the Pride of King County with Taco Urbano off of Main Street, we have a 6-head draft station there. So we have like cold brew.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
We have a nitro coffee, and then we have 3 craft sodas. And the craft sodas are all made with natural syrups or actual fruit that's condensed down. So they're, not terrible for you, and it's fun and something a little different than a standard fountain machine. Which we do have, but yeah, we just trying to push the boundaries and do something a little different, fresh, made to order, higher end look and feel. Just trying to differentiate ourselves from other people.
Right.
Well, you definitely created something that's, it's unique. It's awesome. You're right. You definitely don't feel like you're walking into a regular gas station. It's awesome in there. I know you touched on it earlier, but I mean, you guys with your craft beer selection, I mean, it's better than a lot of full-on liquor stores.
Oh, yeah. We so our craft beer, we try to go heavy local if we can. Some stores just don't sell craft beer.
Yeah.
It depends on the area. But if they do sell craft beer, we try to go heavy local. We have some stations that the liquor store is a different beast where we go up to like $600 on wine. Like we have Opus One and Dominus there. It's crazy. But inside some of our gas stations, we go up to $100 a bottle.
Yeah.
And so we have a station in Wheaton that sells 3 cases of wine a day. And for a gas station, convenience store, that's a little nutty, but it moves wine. So we try to push the boundaries on that, have really nice selections, and then, try to do, if we are able to sell spirits in some stores, have some of our barrel picks in there so they can see like unique bourbon or rye.
Yeah.
So we definitely try to push the envelope in as many fronts as possible.
Absolutely.
So.
Cool. Well, I know like you said, you've definitely been pushing the boundaries. Are there any ideas that you maybe have had that didn't necessarily make the cut, or you didn't come into fruition, that maybe you might try
where you're
again,
like, let's have a sushi store at the gas station, or like.
I have heard that idea before.
Okay.
A lot of times I try to vet things as much as we can to make sure we can execute it. The problem is I do try to execute a lot of things at one time, which I shouldn't do. My biggest problem is I try to do too much just to try something different. A lot of times if it actually gets to the store, it's usually to a point where it's been thought through enough that if it doesn't work out at first, we'll figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah. Right.
Versus like, let's just throw that in there and see how it goes, because I have done that. I've been tempted to do that and I pushed myself back. But most of the times if it's something we put out there and it doesn't work, then we're going to figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah.
I haven't had too many huge clunkers, but we've had some stuff on materials. Like actually our Batavia store you were saying you go to, we put new flooring in, it was a new material, I was all excited about it, and then it got all scuffed up and looked terrible within like 2 months. And so we had to rip it all up and put a whole nother flooring in, and it sucked. But it just, stuff like that has happened quite a bit where it's just annoying. But no, we haven't had, most of the time if it gets to the stores, we're going to try and figure out a way to make it work,
Right.
So,
yeah. Before it got to the stores, was there any fun not crazy ideas, but where you're like, oh, let's do like a peanut butter and jelly bar or something like, or
we've had a few of those. We've actually tried some grab and go stuff that hasn't worked out the way we thought it would, and we just pulled it. We at our commissary where we make our grab and go sandwiches, we deliver them twice a week.
Yeah.
We self-distribute them out to the stores. And what we just bought recently was a sealing piece of sealing equipment that seals the top so no air gets in so that the product will last longer.
Yeah.
So now that we got that, we are going to try some more funky stuff, and different ingredients just to see, because now it'll last longer on the shelf. So we so instead of like trying something and in 3 days you got to throw it out. So we are going to start trying some new things, new recipes and different stuff soon. I'm kind of excited for that.
Cool.
We'll see. Some funky stuff will be coming out. Not sure exactly what yet, but
absolutely. So, all right, Mario. Well, that'll bring us to our last question here of the first segment. It's our silly question for you. So, in celebration of Cinco de Mayo coming up, we want to talk tacos. So, let's do some rapid fire questions on how you would build your perfect taco plate. All right, sound good?
All right. Yeah.
All right. So, first off, what meat are you going with?
Probably al pastor. It's the pork that's cooked with the pineapple.
Yeah.
That's probably. I love steak. I love everything else, but I love the al pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for tortilla, corn, flour.
Corn.
Okay, corn
Yeah.
tortilla. Toppings. Are you doing? What are we doing? What the toppings?
With
are we
that,
putting
I would just do cilantro and avocado.
there? Okay.
And I'd just call it a day.
All right. Absolutely. And then style of beans: refried, black beans, pinto.
Most of the time I eat black, but at Taco Urbano we make a pinto bean and we cook it in chorizo and bacon.
Ooh.
So I really like. We actually don't
That
have
sounds
that here today.
good.
We got black beans, but I do. I love the pinto beans with the chorizo and the bacon in it. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. And what are you going with for your sides? Are you going rice? Or are you going?
I usually just do the rice. Like that's a cilantro rice that we do there, and that's usually just do rice.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else that you'd like to add to your order?
One of my favorite tacos, at least at Taco Urbano, is our chorizo breakfast taco.
Okay.
Like, we got the chorizo breakfast burrito here. But
Yeah.
the
I've been looking
chorizo-
at that.
the
We've been
chorizo-
making eye contact the whole
The
time.
chorizo taco is awesome. So I'll do that a lot even during the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that one's good.
Okay. Sounds like a pretty delicious order to
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
So.
yeah.
All right, so that'll bring us to the end of our first segment here. We'll be coming back here shortly to talk more about Taco Urbano and what you guys can check out over at the restaurant. So we'll be right back after these messages. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the What's Up St. Charles podcast. We're going to continue our talks about Taco Urbano and all the things that you can check out over at the restaurant here. So we have Mario Spina. Mario, let's talk about the basics for Taco Urbano. So where are you guys located and what are your hours?
So we are located on the southeast corner of Kirk and Main Street.
Yeah.
It's inside the Pride of King County mobile gas station. We're open Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then Saturdays from 8 to 3, and then we're closed on Sundays.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
we've been there now. I think 2 years we're coming up.
Yeah.
I think 2 years is coming up.
Yeah, that sounds right to
Yeah,
me.
I think
so.
that about 2 years. Yeah.
But so I want to talk about what's available on the menu to try. Obviously, we got a huge spread in front of us here.
Yeah.
Thank you again for bringing this
Yes,
in.
thank
Like
you.
we've been talking about this whole episode, but I'm just blown away by how good everything
It's so
looks
smelly.
here.
Yeah, I mean,
It
everything's
smells, yes.
Everything's great. I mean, do you want to just describe?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
let's just go around the platter. What do we got here? Let's start with the tacos over here.
Yeah,
in
so this
front.
is just our steak taco on corn tortilla. The next one is our breakfast burrito with chorizo. So that's got chorizo, egg. We make breakfast potatoes that we
Okay.
serve as a side, but then we also put it inside the burrito.
Ooh.
Next to that is our quesadilla tacos. We started doing that recently.
Okay.
It's basically beef marinated in a birria sauce, and then it's cooked on the flat top with cheese inside, so the cheese melts.
Yeah.
And just serve with a side of black beans and our cilantro rice. We also brought you guys an order of guacamole and chips. The chips we actually fry to order, which is cool. And then the guacamole is actually made to order as well. So as soon as you come in, you order it. We take the avocado, cut it up, and mix it all
Yeah, that is
right in
looking-
front of you.
As fresh as can be.
It's
yeah.
that's what's cool about it. It's fresh. We make our, like I was saying earlier, we make our own salsas in house.
Yeah.
And then
So
we
yeah,
make our
all
own
the
pico de
salsas
gallo.
over
Yeah, we
there.
make our own pico de gallo in house too. So everything's fresh, made in house for the most part.
Absolutely.
Next to that, we actually make our own churros as well. So we got some churros here. We do have some dipping sauces. We didn't bring them today, but we have chocolate, strawberry, and caramel
Ooh.
dipping sauces. And then the last thing over to the far corner is our milkshake. So we do a vanilla milkshake, and then we blend the churros in the milkshake.
Oh
And
my
so
goodness.
it's a churro milkshake. So it's really really good.
That sounds real. That
it's got
does sound really
whipped cream
good.
on top, a little cinnamon. But yeah, these are just some of the items that we got that we thought we'd bring over and let you guys try. So,
Yeah. All right. Let's do a sound of the chip.
yeah, we're definitely gonna do that.
So that way everyone can hear how crispy they are.
gosh.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
they're good.
That was a good
Yeah.
chip, and that was really that guacamole. Holy guacamole.
Yeah, yeah, it's really good. My oldest eats everything in the house. He's 14 and he loves the guacamole. So, but yeah, I mean it's great. I mean we also started selling fries recently too. Some people like fries, so we'll
Yeah.
make like nacho fries and stuff like that instead of making it with the
Ooh.
chips. And but our chips are awesome. The chips are great.
And you said your favorite item is the breakfast. Well, the chorizo.
I
breakfast?
love the breakfast taco with chorizo.
Okay.
It's awesome, and I love the quesadilla. I eat that a lot. The guac and chips I'll sometimes get and just eat in the car when I'm driving around.
I don't blame you. Those are
yeah,
delicious.
Yeah, so they're really good. But I mean everything on the menu is great. I mean it's all made to order. It's yeah, it's everything's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, are there any secret items on the menu? You know, you hear about like the rumors with like McDonald's, where it's like if you order like a special kind of shake, they're like, okay, it's not on the menu, but we can make it. Like, are there any secret items?
We don't have any secret items, but the one item that doesn't really get ordered a lot is, I think, because people don't expect it, is the churro milkshake.
Really?
Because it's just, I don't think people like really like
Oh,
understand it or get it, and then all of a sudden, like, we passed out samples once, and one guy was just like baffled. He's like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Like, what is this? It's like, it's got churros in it. And I'm like, you can see like the churros kind of settle to the bottom a little bit, so center for a bit. But
I mean, the presentation is just gorgeous. I mean, the little sprinkles on the top, the whipped cream, it just like delectable.
Yeah, everything's great. Yeah, it's all, yeah, like I said, it's all made to order, good quality stuff, which is cool. And that's one of the things we wanted to try and do, is we didn't want to have some pre-processed type of offering. We wanted like fresh, made to order, high quality food at a good price, so that's kind of the whole goal. So
definitely. And if somebody, speaking about ordering, can you order ahead of time and
have
it ready?
You can order ahead of time. We also do have, we are on the ordering apps like Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. We're very close. It's been taking way too long, but we're very close to having, we're going to be updating our loyalty offering, or loyalty provider. And we're actually have a new app we're going to be rolling out that'll allow for pickup and delivery.
Okay, nice.
So when that happens, too, the cool thing that's going to be about that is if you want to order Taco Urbano for dinner, and then you want to get like a gallon of milk and maybe like a 4-pack of craft beer or a bottle of wine, you can order all at the same time and have it delivered. So we're really excited for that to get rolled out.
The essentials.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping that happens soon, but it's we're excited for that to happen, because you can basically get anything in like a one-stop shop kind of thing, So, that's what we're hoping. Knock on wood.
Absolutely. Awesome.
And with Cinco de Mayo coming up, a lot of people are going to be looking for great Mexican food. Right. Why should they choose Taco Urbano to celebrate?
I just think everything's, it's great Mexican fare to its core, and like I said, it is made to order at a very affordable price. It's kind of fun. We started doing this year, rolling out specials every couple months. So right now our special is a chimichanga, which is basically just a deep fried burrito. But it's kind of like one of those ridiculously good kind of things.
Oh yeah, anything deep fried. You can't go wrong.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? But yeah, it's just good high quality food, and it's made in front of you. It's not processed. It's nothing else. It's we try to use local providers if we can. To get the product, and it's just good quality food at a good price. So
and I want to give you huge kudos too, because when we were talking about 93 Octane and how you get the coffee from local people for the stouts and everything, that's I just love hearing local businesses supporting local businesses.
Yeah, we try to as much as we can, and even like at our stores, we, like you were saying, we got a great selection of craft beer. It's just not all 93 Octane. I mean, we try to use local guys as well and support them, and it's you try to go as heavy local as you can,
Right.
So
absolutely.
And then, is there going to be anything at Taco Urbano that might be special for Cinco de Mayo? Is that chimichanga special going to still be running? Is there anything else coming?
That'll still be running. We don't have anything else specific to that, but we do have the chimichanga special right now. And a cool thing about this spot is not only do we have, for the overall store, we can sell beer, wine, and spirits to go, but we have a pouring license there. So we actually have 2 beers on draft, and we have a margarita on draft.
Ooh.
So we make the margarita mix ourselves in-house, and then we make our own kind of flavored syrup, so you can customize it a little bit.
That's cool.
Right now, I think we have our Mr. Machine Sour from 93 Octane, and also I think we have Wingman on our American Pale Ale, and then we have a margarita. So a regular special that we do all the time is we do a happy hour now from 4 to 6, where it's $4 drinks from 4 to 6.
Oh, nice.
Monday through Friday. So you come in, you can get like a draft beer or a margarita, and it's only $4. So we started running that recently, and it's just a cool like regular special that we have all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that part's fun, but that's what makes it a little unique too. Is you can come in and actually get a beer or a margarita while you're there.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
it's pretty cool.
I don't know. This is going to be a silly question, but any thoughts on for the future adding how you have the craft soda handles, like adding a margarita handle in there too, or?
Well, the problem is the self-serve portion is the problem.
Yeah, true.
So that's kind of like the big issue.
Maybe not alcoholic.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be a virgin margarita if we did, but that's the self-serve part. It makes that a little tricky, but.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, if somebody wants to find more information on Taco Urbano, the Pride stores, or any of the businesses, where can they go to find more?
I mean, thepridestores.com is
Yeah.
easy. Taco Urbano does have its own website. It's just tacourbano.com. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all those fun stuff.
Yep.
But pridestores.com is the easiest way.
Absolutely.
It's got information on all the restaurants we have, including the Urban Counter and the Cafe and Taco Urbano and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have to ask, do you guys do anything for Taco Tuesdays as well?
Yeah, we do.
Okay,
We do.
cool. Want to highlight that too?
Yeah, we do Taco Tuesday, and I think it's buy 2 tacos get the third free. But
Okay.
I might be wrong on that, but we do something for Taco
If
Tuesday.
not, we can find out on the
yeah,
social
we can
media.
find out.
Yes.
Yeah, we can find it out. But yeah, we did start running something for Taco Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming on, Mario. This is our last question for you. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the St. Charles community before we wrap up here?
No, I mean, I just hope you guys come out and, obviously try out Taco Urbano or either of the Pride stores. We got 2. We got one, the BP off of Lincoln Highway,
Yes.
as a result. And then we also have the mobile on North Avenue. Come on, check out the Taco Urbano or the Urban Counter, the liquor store, the brewery. I mean, we do have a lot in St. Charles because we just think really highly of this community, and we've just been happy to be a part of it for over 40 years. And this is just a great place to live and a great place to do business. So,
Yeah.
I hope you guys come check us out, and hope you enjoy the experience. Come back.
Absolutely. Yeah, and of course we want to thank you, for being a part of our community, for investing in our community, for this delicious food that you guys have. Thank you so much for that. I mean, you guys, words can't express just how much, businesses like you guys, help make St. Charles the amazing place it is to live, work, play, and of course eat.
Eat, exactly right. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a great place, and like I said, we're really just honored and happy to be a part of it. So
Absolutely. So awesome. Well, thank you again for coming in today, Mario. It's been a true pleasure talking to you, and I'm excited to dig into the food here a little bit. So actually, what I'd love to do here is if we all want to grab a chip, and we'll do a cheers with the guacamole for the camera.
I'm not opposed to that. So.
All right.
I'll grab this guy sticking out here.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to spill on your laptop.
Yes.
Or anything.
Don't want all the hard recording to go to waste. So, all right.
All right,
to
cheers.
Cinco de
Cheers, cheers,
Mayo,
guys. Cheers.
And then
Cinco de
if, on 3, we'll all crunch in, so we get a big crunch. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you all again for listening. We'll have more episodes coming down the line. So until then, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you all next time. And we hope you have a wonderful Cinco de Mayo.